Hey everyone, Adam here again. Welcome back to Space Engineers. I decided to go up to the North Pole and deal with this Anaconda gunship that's just been sitting here for like a year. And I am disassembling it. There are several reasons why. Obviously, free steel, it can't go wrong. But more importantly, it has a bunch of ammunition of various types and a whole bunch, like 2,400 I think, refined uranium on board. So I want to be sure to get all that stuff because it's fuel and also like just clearing out stuff from the world seems like a good idea. And this will probably take a little bit. I guess we'll get some medical components out of it as well. Not that we really need those, but um, feels weird to be back here. I vaguely remember coming here a very long time ago. Oh, gravity generator. There's the reactors. Oh yeah, I put this little ramp in last time I was here. So I'm just going to paint the whole thing red and leave the reclaimer parked here for a while. And I keep having this problem where some of these side blocks are, I clip through them. It's these like light armor inverted corner 2 parts specifically. It happens a lot. Super duper annoying. But that's been like that for a while now. I don't know if it's a problem everybody has, if it's a problem I have, but it's definitely been going on for a while. So anyway, I'm just gonna meet you back at the base because this is just a lot of really sitting and waiting at this point. Alright, so we're back from our salvage mission. We're actually aboard the Venture right now, and what I'm reworking is the engine room here. This is a 1 gigawatt deuterium fusion reactor. I installed a couple of new mods. As you can hear, the build and repair system is slowly building this thing. It's these magnetron field bundle things that are taking a while to build. I have the assemblers working full time on that, but it's taken some time, so that is going to be a little bit. But I'm doing a major overhaul on the ship again, and I'm going to be doing this on the base and on the Venture as well. They're all going to be fusion powered. Smaller ships will probably stay with just the regular reactors, but a lot of work being done here. I am putting in airlocks so that when we get up to the space station we'll be able to actually properly dock now. I've done the same thing over here on Reclaimer. I'm leaving Reclaimer's engines as they are, or rather its reactors as they are until this ship is done. I don't want to have both ships out of commission at the same time undergoing a major refit. But I redid a bunch of stuff here. We've got a nice little docking area here. And the biggest thing I redid on this ship is the engines. I put in the armored thrusters here. They actually take up slightly less space. They look better. I added a whole bunch more thrusters. So I ended up filling this thing up to 66% or so of its cargo capacity, and it was still flying fine in the atmosphere. I don't know about getting it to space carrying quite that much stuff, but it definitely can handle that in atmosphere now. It could probably go up even higher. I doubt I could get it up to 100% capacity, but let's see what we've actually got aboard here. It takes a while for this thing to tick through. I could always just look, but yeah, it's got like 37,000 steel plates, whole bunch of, pretty heavy components, thruster components and stuff like that. So doing reasonably well. Now the reason that we're overhauling and wanting more energy, part of it is this ship is near maximum capacity actually for energy now because of the extra thrusters. I actually added a reserve battery bank back here as well. But the other reason is that there's a new energy weapon mod that's in development. It's not by any means done. Let's go out this way. There's like a bunch of extra systems that are going to be added to it, it looks like. But it's a point defense laser system, and I think there's going to be more weapons to come in it. It's this gimbal laser here. Now let's get some light on so we can actually see what we're doing here. But there is a port on the bottom of this, and apparently there's going to be like an energy system that you have to put inside the ship. And so I kind of want to experiment with this thing. I don't really know where to build. I have a bunch of new weapons installed. I don't really know where to build any of this stuff that I can test it without shooting something that matters. But I want to have that. I also installed the energy shield mod because I figured if we're going to start having energy weapons, we might as well have some shields. So we're going to need some shield generators installed, which doesn't really have much of a model, does it? Huh. Maybe when it builds it does. But I think we're going to put our first shield generator down in here. Oh yeah, I didn't really show all this either. I've been working inside of these little arms. They're going to be cargo. This one has a grinder pit. They're also going to be responsible for some of our facility stuff. Like if we... Let's go down one more level, actually. I like having these maintenance access ways everywhere. I don't really need them exactly, but I do like having them. So here, this leads out to the pit underneath Reclaimer. I'm going to be installing a couple of build and repair systems in each of these pits. They're specifically just for repairing these ships and maintaining this bay. And so every bay will have that in place. We can go up here, get up to the deck here and walk around. But really, one of the other things they're going to be responsible for, aside from the cargo area, which I think I've showed before, I'm going to be adding a lot more cargo. I'm going to be doing this in each one of these as well. But there is a void out here, which pretty much isn't used for much of anything. All it does is route to the ejector there and up to the turret that's there. And I'll probably put heavy armor all four sides. I have heavy armor on all the top deck parts, except maybe right there. That doesn't look like heavy armor there, does it? I guess I missed one. I will remember to fix that. But I have heavy armor on all the top parts and on the flight decks, but I'm going to do it on the sidewalls in here as well. I think this is where our shield generator is going to end up living. Now, it is what, 3 by 3 by 5 or something like that. So I'm trying to figure out how I want to orient this so that it will fit in a reasonable fashion where we can still access all the ports on it and stuff. I guess that'll do. Yeah, because if I put it over there, it's going to be in the way of the ejector for the gravel. So, what does a shield generator require? Probably, I would imagine, no superconductor. I'm a little surprised. I thought it would take superconductors. But we'll get that online here. Let's go ahead and fix this hole in the roof that we've got. What else does it need? Shield components. So what is a shield component? Let's see here. Shield. There's no search thing here. It's very annoying. It always takes time. Shield component. So we need 80 of those. And the problem that I keep having is it takes the system a long time to filter in all the components it needs to build each one of those magnetron. So they just... And then they take a long time to build also. But let's get let's bump this up here. See if we can get our shields going. Even that's going to take a little bit. I actually might want to move that over one when I look at it. I mean, that is not centered. Is that only 2? Yeah, it's only 2 blocks. I thought it was 3 blocks. Moderately annoying. But, yeah, I think I'm going to put a shield generator in each of these little pier thingies. I don't know what I really want to call them, but it just seems reasonable. I want to go test the shields, but it's going to take a minute before they're online here. And I know there's like modules that we can put on and extend the capacity and all that stuff, but I don't want to do that quite yet. I just want to get them online in a basic fashion so we can try shooting them and see what sort of shield power. I don't know like how much I really need. This base, we've kind of cleared out most of the enemy stuff that's nearby. This area is weird. I need to do something with that. We kind of cleared out most of the enemy bases that were close by now. I've been flying around trying to find more to salvage because that's where I got all the steel plate for this stuff. But they're getting farther and farther away at this point, so I don't know. We'll see. I think I'll just randomly throw the gimbal laser on. That seems like a good way to test the gimbal laser and our shield. Now this is really for point defense and maybe for fighter. Oh, the game crashed. Alright, so the shield generator appears to be online. It's got a nice little glow to it. And is there an access panel on it? No, there is not. So let's go find a rifle and just shoot the deck, I guess, and see what happens with that. Or we could shoot it with the reclaimer, I suppose. The reclaimer has a little bit more power to it. Maybe we'll just use one of the point defense guns on there right now. I'd like to get those, like I said, replaced with those lasers, but the laser crashed everything right now, so we're going to let the laser be for the moment. Now, hopefully the shields are online by default. Let's actually check that real quick here. Large shield generator is on. It has no upgrade modules, which you know. Alright, so it's using 26 megawatts as it is. So definitely getting up to some higher power levels would probably be a good idea. Let's get rid of some of the crap I have in my inventory so I can grab a rifle. Just try it with a small arm first here. And actually I don't want to take ammo from there. I'll take ammo from one of the point defense guns because I'll remember to reload those separately. And character duels. Alright, so the shield's practically failed just there. I think part of it is how many blocks the thing is covering here, because it's shielding the entire base, and I believe it's even it's shielding the Venture. It's not shielding this because we're not docked. So a lot of shielding is probably going to be required for this. So we'll put all the upgrades on that one. We'll build another one in that pier over there, and I'm going to be extending this pier over here. So there's going to be a lot of power going into just shields on this station. So yeah, that's practically failed. Let's see how she does with a little bit more power. I don't really care if we damage the deck. We have the build and repair system. So let's grab one of these turrets. Which one would be a good one? We want one of the dorsal ones to be sure. Ports. Yeah, probably port's good. And turn it on. Control. Oh, maybe the shield's charged up a little bit more, because that's blue now. Well, that's neat. Seems like the shields are actually holding. How much will they hold up to? Are they even going to fail? Why was it worse with my rifle? Weird. Well, it's kind of fun just shooting stuff and not worrying about it. Huh. Go figure. Well, we're still going to install those shield generators, so that should make us pretty drone-proof here. And it's also going to increase our energy usage quite a bit. So that means fusion power is going to be necessary. Now, there are these things that are part of that mod. Deuterium refineries, or deuterium processor. This takes regular uranium and mixes it with ice and makes us some deuterium. You can also mine deuterium from what I have read, but it's fairly rare, and there's none in my area around here, at least on this planet. So we're going to go get started on a processing area for this. Now, I think this is going to start taking all of the uranium that I mine, and it's going to start combining it as soon as it's refined, so it won't get to the reactors. The main base reactor has a lot of uranium in it still. This is going to get replaced, but for now we'll leave the main base reactor online because it's also powering the Venture right now. So I'm thinking right here, this blank wall is probably a good spot to tackle here. Because this was like a temporary access up to this. This is below the hangar deck, but we're not going to use that anymore. So I'm going to tear all this out with the build and repair system, basically. I'm going to gather some of the materials myself here, because I do need to fill my steel back up. And how big are these things? They're just the size of an arc furnace? Alright. So maybe we'll try 3 of them. 3 seems like a good number. I don't really know how many we might need, but hopefully that will be good enough. And I'm trying to think of how wide I need to make it. There's obviously 3, but I'm trying to think of how far I need to go back. Why are you not tearing this down, build and repair system? Lazy thing. Might as well just tear all this crap out while we're at it too. And I guess some of that, some of that. Alright, so now I need to go get a hand drill because we're running into rock and everything. I don't have the build and repair system set to pick up rock because generally I have an ejector on the base that just gets rid of all that stuff. And I don't really want to be collecting any of it because I had the build and repair system in this ridiculous game where they were just it would eject it from the ejector and then it would pick it up again, and it was very silly. Where's my drill? Did I leave my drill on the reclaimer? I might have left my drill on the reclaimer. That's unfortunate. Well, let's just put on another one of those bad boys real quick here if we can. Ah, it's so slow. I guess the build and repair system's a little overwhelmed right now because it's all like backed up waiting for the parts for that fusion reactor still. Alright, finally finished. Boom. Let's get rid of some of that. Grab what we can. And of course, I need to change back. Three by 3 is going to be like really cramped in here, but it'd probably be good enough. Help it along here. Alright, let's just blast this away. I'm not even going to try to collect any of this stone, like I said. Up there it's ice, so I can probably get some free ice out of this. But I'm gonna need ice is gonna be even more important now. Alright, so that's probably good enough for this room right there. Hate those little pebbles. Messing up my life here. Go away, pebbles. There we go. Don't know why my dampener was off. That's annoying. Oh, there goes the shields. Kind of resistant to using shields for a while because they seem kind of cheaty, but I've been watching Captain Shack and he kind of convinced me that the shields weren't so bad, I guess. Oh god, that's a lot of stone. No, I don't want stone. I was being careful to not create stones. To go empty my inventory and manually carry these. Just dump everything in here, I suppose, and that will automatically get ejected. And you know what? We don't need those right now while we're dealing with the stupid stone. With all this automation and stuff I have, I still have to manually get rid of stone sometimes. But that just gets dumped out where we were building that shield generator. There's an ejector there, and it ends up going down the hill. So don't have to worry about it. Alright, I want that. Couple of those, couple of that. Man, I need more light around here. I was thinking it was going to be just because it looked like ice. It was just going to be ice. I do want the ice. I do not want the stone. Those shields are fun. Revolutionize my careless mining. Why have you not? You must be out of range of the build and repair system. Because I do have one on this side, but it is not currently on. And this might be where we'll grab a connection for piping. I'm not sure. We'll figure that out in a minute. Yeah, we'll just throw one of you there. Might as well fill in the gap, I guess. Alright, let's see about getting one of these deuterium thingies online just to see what she does here. So the connectors are on the side. And we'll just like shove it right there. One there. One there. A cut in here to get piping done. Now, how do I actually want to handle this piping? We have access sort of in here. I don't really like having big holes in the wall, so I think what we'll do... Is there one on the bottom? I assume so, it looks like, maybe? Yeah, there's one on the bottom, so I think what we'll do is run all this crap through the bottom here. Out into the hallway. Because there's a nice little access way here already. Might as well just clear out all this. Get to see the underbelly of this base that never really gets shown because it's just an underbelly, I guess. But yeah, I pretty much put maintenance tunnels all over the place. This area doesn't have tunnels because everything's just under these grids where you can see it here. So if I needed to ever do work on it, I can access it easy enough and I can remember where it actually goes. It's kind of a big part of it. It's just remembering where everything goes is important to me. Alright, so I think what we'll do, grab some tubes. Hopefully I have interior plates, which I guess I don't. Put you away. 4 interior plates is not going to be enough. Alright, is there... I just want to grab the yellow off of something. I guess I can't, so... just go down here and start cutting away. Now where are we going to tie in? We're going to go... I believe I have a conveyor already here. Cool. That makes things a lot more convenient. So let's throw in, just because I like to have things enclosed. And what the hell, we'll just do that. Should I bother? I guess I'll bother. I don't like voids. Oh yeah, we have... No, they're all going to connect through each other too, so we just have to have the one conveyor there. It really could just be a tube, but I'm going to put in a conveyor. Alright, so these things should be online now. Now, I don't think they have any spare... Oh, I think I just heard it wind up. They put ice in. It's completely full of ice, though. How are you supposed to do anything when you're completely full of ice, you silly thing? Uranium. Let's just grab, like... It's going to be challenging because it's going to try to just suck up all the ice again. Let's do this. That. No, it's just going to suck up all the ice. Control panel. Use conveyor system off for a moment. Because that's just going to be stupid. And we'll put like 5,000 in here. And then we'll put... Why is that not connected? Did I disconnect the reactor? The plumbing for the reactor might not be hooked up right. Well, let's just grab everything. I can't grab that either? How do you make this stuff then? Can I move this to the main reactor? Because I really don't want to have that much in one of my scouts anyway. I meant to go turn off the... Let's just grab you. Yeah, so those are piped together. Odd. Oh, can this have modules put on it? It doesn't look like it can. Maybe it can. I am confused at how you... Deuterium. Show block and inventory. Show... Yeah, that's all fine. Do I have to go into production or something? No, those are all just assemblers. You only have ice. I don't understand you. There's lots of uranium being refined still. So it's not like there's a lack of uranium around here. And if I take that out, it's just going to put more ice back in, isn't it? Maybe? It didn't. But then it didn't want to take the uranium. Does it need, like, raw uranium? It needs raw uranium. Not refined uranium. Okay. That makes some sense. Although that means I have a whole bunch of raw uranium lying around that. I don't have TIM installed. I kind of need to tell the refineries not to refine the uranium themselves anymore, because I want to start making deuterium instead. Well, this is going to complicate my life a lot. Well, I'm going to work on figuring this out, and I'll be back in a minute. Alright, so... Whoa, lag spike. At this point, it should have completed this reactor, just judging by the parts that were listed as being completed. Oh yeah, this is how the cargo area is going to be on Venture now. It's a mess in here. Get in here and really finish this up. Okay. So, our reactor is not quite complete. Where are my last two components? Come on, man. I swapped these around because I needed shield components to build the upgrades for the shield back there, but apparently gotta wait for these still. Because I want to try bringing this thing online and see what it looks like and everything, now that we have deuterium as well. It should come online, I think, as soon as these components get put in, because it should just automatically grab from the base the deuterium. And then we can remove the old reactor. I have these batteries set to discharge. I'm just kind of draining them because it feels bad wasting power. Alright, is this thing online now? It is red. So let's have a look. Reactor. So what's your deal, reactor? It is on. It's supposedly using the conveyor system. So let's go reactor. Deuterium reactor, there it is, and alright, so we have some deuterium here. Why is this not automatically piping in? There's a break in the linkage somewhere. Now, I believe, yeah, that crosses over, goes down there. What I'm going to do, let's go grab some deuterium. Well, let's see if we can grab it through here, because then we'll know if it's a problem between Venture and... You know, it's possible I undocked this. Let's just double check. No, she's docked. So we'll try grabbing it from one of these connectors here, because then we'll know if it's a problem between the Venture and the reactor or not. Alright, I have been able to grab it from there. Wonder where the break in the line is then. Pretty sure I was careful and thorough to make sure that those were all connected, but maybe I wasn't. Oh god, don't land in the hole. Alright, so we have a connection down at the bottom that looks like it is indeed connected. On this side, we already know it's not connected. That's fine, because I wasn't really concerned with that yet. So it crosses over through an air vent, down into this. Oh god. Well, whatever. Alright, so it crosses over into there. And then it's connected in here. That seems all good, right? I can't squeeze myself in there. But it looks like it should all be connected. I am confused as could be. Yeah, it goes in through here. We got our air vent. We got that. Well, isn't that interesting? Let's get down here. Now I'll just manually put it in for now. Figure that out later. Oh man, it looks pretty cool actually. It's not bad. So, we should be using fairly little power from this thing. Yeah, well, whoa, how are we using 310 megawatts? It's probably powering the entire base, I would assume. Because that reactor is just offline. And Phoenix base reactor is barely functional. So I don't understand how we're using quite that much power. What happens if we undock? Venture connector, undock. And now we're using no power. So the base was running off of this reactor, I guess. I am very confused at what happened with this connection down here. I'm going to have to work through and try to fix that, because, I mean, it's not a huge deal, I guess, if I have to manually load it, but I'd really rather just have it refuel when we come home. But that's going to be a pretty awesome reactor, and it's going to be able to power shields for this ship, a jump drive, because that's one of the next things I need to do is find a place to put a jump drive. I'm going to let these batteries run down, and in fact, let's just turn this reactor off so that the ship is only running off of battery power. And we'll let these batteries run all the way down, and then I'll strip them out and We might as well pull everything from this reactor to the fuel and get this thing ripped out as well. A lot of reconfiguring is going to have to be done. I'll do most of that off screen, I think, because it's going to be a lot of trial and error is how I usually go. I think this is how engineering is going to be accessed through, is through this, there'll probably be a staircase on either side going down in here, because I kind of like that. Got the window overlooking the reactor. Come on in, do your work. Put up some displays here so we can keep track of fuel and power and all that stuff. This is much more like warp core-y kind of engine core. I approve of this, so I think I'm going to get started probably on the main base version. I don't know how I'm going to use up all this uranium I have lying around, like regular uranium. I guess I can leave the Reclaimer as just a regular powered ship for now, because it is basically tapping out its power source with the 2 medium reactors that it has on board. But if we just use up all the processed uranium we already have, that'll probably be fine. I am concerned about how I'm going to get this base not to process all that uranium into usable uranium ingots. I need it to be the raw uranium. Maybe we'll have to build a separate processing facility right next door that just isn't piped up so that we could manually transfer stuff. I don't know. That's kind of an issue. I guess I could build, I've been meaning to build like a hydrogen fuel station that can move around out there anyway. Just have that incorporated into it where it just, we can go drop off large quantities of raw uranium at a time and get it processed over there. That might be a thing to do. I'm going to have to give that some thought. I don't really want to put Tim in because Tim, in my experience, I've messed around with it. It's kind of frustrating. There's a lot of tagging of stuff you have to do, and I don't know. I'm not super into Tim, so the Italian's inventory management or whatever it's called. So I'll have to think about that because I don't know. But anyway, I am going to, I think, get started tearing apart the main base. Well, maybe we'll use the uranium in the main base, so I should finish working on the Venture, I guess. There's a lot of work to do in here before she can fly again, and I kind of do want to go find more uranium. There's a good uranium mine I found over there somewhere on the planet, actually. And but the Venture's just out of commission right now. Ow. I almost killed myself. Because I've added a bunch of thrusters and stuff, some atmospheric and ions, so hopefully we can be a little more efficient with our hydrogen use. It would be kind of nice. I'd like to get this ship close to the point of only needing maybe one of those hydrogen thrusters when she's not fully loaded, so that we can save the hydrogen for landing and stuff like that. But I don't know. We'll see. We will see. Without Venture connected and its batteries, we're actually having brownouts. Some of the lights have been going out and stuff. Apparently we've maxed out that reactor with the deuterium processing. I turned off the shields and that did not help, so I think it's mainly the deuterium processing. We're probably getting kind of close as things were with the build and repair systems and everything. Let's see here. Yeah, it's basically maxing this thing out, so we're having to rely. The batteries are drained. We have our emergency reserve power, but all of the batteries are drained. Well, that actually might be why we're maxing out our reactor. Yeah, because it's starting to recharge. So the reactor's probably just maxed out because we're recharging all those batteries at the same time, but it is time to get some serious reactor upgrade going here, which means we're going to have to empty out this entire room. I probably want to leave the base connected. We'll run power off of Venture while we're doing this, since it has that new reactor. But let's go. Well, you know what? I do want to use up all that uranium, though. I'm just not sure what to do. But we need to go strip out parts from this in order to get this done. Let's reconnect to the base so we can finish draining these batteries at least. Then I don't have to feel guilty about destroying them. I mean, I do lose the power cells, but that's not an issue anymore. We have a lot of resources, so not so worried about that. Now, I'm just going to throw all this crap on the ground. Well, not all of it, because I don't want to do that. How much can I carry? I can carry it all. Except the stupid thing's going to keep taking in more. So turn off the conveyor. Give me that. And reactor offline. I mean, I suppose I actually didn't need to do that because the build and repair system would have just picked up the uranium anyway. Alright, so we are running on batteries and base power only right now. That reactor is out of here. At some point, I'm going to remove that mod just because I am not going to be using it, and I'd like to keep the mod situation somewhat under control if possible. Alright, so we still have this reactor offline. Let's check how the main base reactor is doing right now. Yeah, so that's still at max, but again, I think it's charging all those batteries. Yeah, they're going to be fully recharged in 2 hours. Now, it's daytime, so we're getting a bonus from the solar panels on power, but I don't think it's that much. These solar panels are here, they're not really here as a major source of power. I took down the old towers I have, and these are they're less efficient than they used to be because they're lying flat. But they're more resilient this way. A drone's less likely to take them out or anything like that, and I don't know, they just are less likely to get crashed into by me flying a ship around. They're really here as my emergency reserve power in case we ever get into a very, very, very bad situation with power. I have reserve batteries on my base, my ships, everything, because I always like to have that little bit of power that's just there in reserve, emergency power to deal with stuff if you need to. So I think those are helping to charge things right now. Yeah, I guess the reclaimer's just going to get all that uranium for now. I don't have a way of telling the refineries to leave that uranium alone. Like I said, I could either set up a separate base that just refines it, or I could just set up a separate part of this base that isn't connected with any plumbing, where I could drop the uranium off and it could refine it and then just transfer it back with another ship. I'm not sure which one I want to do. This base is getting kind of huge at this point. Like, very huge. So, in some ways it makes sense, I think, to build a base down there that could do a little bit of ice mining. Like, maybe make it a little bit of a mobile base. I don't know. There is, like, this... I don't know if I have it installed. Did I install it? Gears? No. There's a gear mod that basically has a track. And I've been thinking about trying to build a track down there where we could just have a couple drills on a track. And I could build more track as we go on and just kind of go back and forth on the ice, harvesting ice down there. It's an idea that's been playing in my head, and it might be time to try that. Just put a base on some tracks and keep it nice and simple that way, and just go tear up the ice fields. I don't know. I think the solution to my deuterium uranium problem was really simple, and I should have thought of it. I'm kind of embarrassed I didn't, but at least I did before I got comments on it. I just put in a bunch of sorters going into the inputs on each of the refineries, and then on the top I put in a sorter allowing anything out so nothing can backflow. But this bottom pipe just goes clear through, so it lets everything, because this is actually how this side of the base is connected to that side, so everything can flow back and forth freely this way. But into the actual refineries is blocked for uranium ore, so it should make sure that the refineries do not refine uranium. And that solves that issue. I just go ahead and fill that in and forget it's even there. So that's nice. And we'll actually see if that works, because there's probably still some uranium in those refineries. Maybe not. Maybe not, because I did remove it, and yeah, I can't even put it in there, so I think that worked. Cool. The output one's up here, which actually should probably just go the other way, I think. And that will let anything pass through, but I think it only lets it pass through that way. I've never really been all that clear on how these things work, but I'm pretty sure things can only pass that way. So that should prevent any issues in the future with any crazy shenanigans. So I'm happy about that. From now on, all of our uranium should go into deuterium instead of uranium ingots. We'll use up whatever uranium is lying around. The shield generator, I was looking, when that thing's on, uses more than a gigawatt of power. So this base is going to need like one of the big boy deuterium reactors, and probably the ship really should get an upgrade. I think they're all the same size, but the ships aren't going to be shielded nearly as heavily as the base. Let's go ahead and hide all those from the terminal, even though I usually leave it so I can see stuff. But when I turn this on, 1.55 gigawatts of power. So that's kind of a lot of power. So let's go step outside actually so we can look at those reactors and see how big they are, because it's going to be time to start tearing into the main base reactor here and figuring out what to do about that. Figure out what to do with this room here too. It's just kind of been sitting here. I don't really know what I'm going to do with it. I have airlocks even though we're on an oxygenated planet, just because I like having high oxygen, and it makes me feel like we're heating the inside because it's all icy and chilly out here, and it just kind of, I don't know, it just kind of makes sense. Plus, you know, buildings, you want to control the air inside. So, fusion reactors. What are our options here? We have the 2.5, 7, 15, 30, and 1. Now, are they all the same size? 30. Yeah, it looks like they are. Where's the 30? Is that the 30? We should probably just go with the 30 and be done with it. That takes so many components, my goodness. That is going to be a project and a half getting that many magnetron field bundles together. I think we already have the superconductor conduits probably, or at least close to that, but ooh. I'd rather just go with a 30 gigawatt and be done with it rather than mess around with like a 15 or something like that. 15 would probably do it, but we have a lot of other things in the future that are going to be added to the base, and it just seems like go big or go home, I guess. And I didn't really think about that with the reactor aboard venture right now, but once we start charging a jump drive and having shields and stuff, we might want to go with at least the 2.5, if not a little higher. Probably 2.5 would do it for this ship. Maybe go with the 7. It's a good thing they take up the same amount of space, but it's kind of inconvenient at the same time. I guess we'll paint it red and get it taken out and start thinking about a bigger reactor in here. Now I don't think I'll go with the really large shield generator. I'm kind of thinking right now for the ships. Maybe we'll go with 7 gigawatts. Okay, there we go. I was going to say, can I even place it? And let's actually make the reactor housing just gray, I guess. Oh, do you... Now I know for a fact I'm going to need a whole bunch more of those field bundles. I think I have about 3,000 under construction in total. So that means I'm going to need 800 more over what I had. I'm going to put this here as just a spacer so I can keep track. 800. Close that actually. And that should be enough once it finally gets to it. But that's going to take a while. So I've been out in the Raven scouting, and we've encountered another pirate base here. This is the same one. I think it just had interior turrets for the most part. We've dealt with one of these before. It doesn't seem like it's spawning any drones. So I'm going to go ahead and take this thing out and then come out and salvage it on my own time here, because we're running very low on a lot of resources back at base. Steel plates, that sort of stuff. So if we could take out one of these, it would be very handy to get the free stuff. So I'm going to try to close to within range of the antenna. Like I said, it doesn't seem like it's spawning anything. I can see some turrets. Yeah, this is exactly the same, the hydrogen tank and everything. I remember this one had a bunch of interior turrets out and about. Oops. Turned on recharge on my battery by mistake there. Wasn't looking at my hotbar. Why do I feel like it just shot at me? I think this is a lighting glitch. Alright, well, let's see if we can do this. Man, should we do a missile strike? Doesn't really seem necessary. Kind of hate attacking these things so kind of cheesily here. I mean, it's legit, but it feels dishonorable just sitting outside of their turret range and opening up like this. I actually care more about the steel plates than just about anything on the base. Alright, that guy doesn't seem to want to go down, so I think those don't have a kilometer range, though. Yeah. So we'd have to close in a lot more. At least I know I don't need to worry about the antenna. How are you not on fire? Like, everything around you has been destroyed. I'm going to assume it probably is on fire. And we're just chucking lead down range. I'm almost out of ammo here. Go missiles. Alright, that took care of them. Oh god. Alright, something's on fire and it's not very helpful. My guns. Well, you can probably land on the roof of this thing now. Maybe I can find parts to at least put out the fire. Yeah, it doesn't seem like anything else is shooting at us, so let's land. I remember there were turrets all over this thing on the inside, which shouldn't be a problem because when we come back with Reclaimer, it will be able to just grind it down from a little bit of a distance, and it shouldn't matter as much. We need some steel tubes. Don't you have steel tubes? You have large steel tubes. I don't think I brought extra hydrogen or anything. Didn't really plan this out particularly well. Let's grind down this antenna so it does not... Oh, well, we already shot it a bunch. I was going to say in the off chance that it decides to try to call for help. I remember there being a couple batteries in this thing. If we could just find the batteries, we could save ourselves a lot of trouble. Let's fix this so the ship is landed on something a little more sane here. And I think I'm going to end it here for today because I pretty much just have to go back to base and get Reclaimer over here, and we will salvage this thing. And I think I am going to build a weapons testing center of some sort in the next episode, because I have quite a few weapons that I want to see what they can do against shields, what they can do against heavy and light armor, small and large ships, all that kind of stuff. And so setting up some targets and stuff sounds like a good idea to me, because we're going to be starting work once the work is done on the reactors. I want to start work soon on an actual combat vessel, and that's going to require weapons like beyond what we have on Reclaimer or Venture, because I actually did put on some new anti-fighter weapons that are part of that mod. but I need to figure out a good weapons layout and stuff for the ship. So anyway, I'm just gonna be messing around here for a little bit, and I will see you next time. Actually, I'm gonna add this on the end. I was flying back and I found another one of these red ships. So last time this thing was neutral and it had a lot of uranium on board, and I believe it actually had a good amount of heavy armor and stuff too. So we're going to stop by this and leave a GPS marker as well. It's been a while since we ran into any ship. I actually just saw that with my naked eye. What is that over there too? It looks like there's something... Where did it go? Is that a ship? What is that? Just a weird tree that was catching the light funny. Well, anyway, this time I really am going to end it because I have a bunch of salvage work to do. I will see you guys next time.